coming here today. I know for us, and I think for the Freemasons, and I'm sure we'll hear from the Minister in a moment, a very exciting day. I mean, it's exciting for us in terms of approaching the opening of our new hospital, but also exciting to announce a very important partnership, not just in terms of where we've been, but also, I hope, where we can go. Let's start, though, importantly, by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay respects to elders past and present. Of course, I want to welcome the Minister for Health and Ambulance Services, Jill Hennessy. Welcome again, Minister. And the Chair of the Monash Health Board, Barbara Yeo. The Freemasons Victoria Grand Master, Don Reynolds. Welcome, Don. And the Foundation Chair, Andre Clayton. Andre and David Gibbs, I know you're here somewhere, who I got to know very well during our many discussions as we travelled this journey together. The Chief Executive of Freemasons, Jane Sydenham-Clark. Jane, welcome. Elliot and Michelle Plain, our family and patient, who obviously were really all here to acknowledge and celebrate. Thank you very much for coming in. And more generally, the Freemasons group members, and also just generally ladies and gentlemen. And as I said, a very exciting partnership for us. It's something that's very important. The development of a facility like this, government invests in and supports the development of such an important facility for our community, but it's through partnerships such as the one we've been able to establish with Freemasons, we're able to even take that further and continue to sort of evolve and develop sort of excellent clinical treatment and excellent research. So again, thank you very much. It's a very exciting partnership for us, and I'm sure one that we will talk a lot about in days and months and years ahead. Minister.
Thank you very much, Andrew. And I won't subject you through going through all of the VIPs. Less to say that you're all VIPs here today, but I'm always delighted to be welcomed by Andrew and Barbara as the chair, the world-class staff here at Monash Health and Monash Children's. It's always delightful to be joined by them, my two friends and colleagues, Nick Stakos and Hon Lim, as local members of Parliament as well. But most importantly, we have the wonderful Elliot here today and Elliot's family. And Julie's no competition for me, for a politician, trying to keep your attention. So I'm just going to speak more loudly. But of course, to have Elliot and Elliot's family here today, who really symbolise what this fabulous new hospital is all about. And the wisdom and the foresight and the generosity and the decency of the Freemasons is specifically what brought me out here today to, on behalf of the government, to acknowledge your wisdom and the generous contribution that you have made. We are incredibly grateful, and I hope today, as you can see, how your contribution will bring to life the clinical care and the hope and the well-being of young people in Victoria. I hope that is a really satisfying moment for you, because this is truly a world-class hospital, and for the first time we will have children from all through the southeast, right down to Gippsland, many families who have traditionally made the trek across to the RCH when we've had world-class clinicians right here at this health service. And for us to be able to provide them with the platform and the equipment and the model of care for them to be able to ensure that more families will be able to have their children treated close to home is, I think, a really important change in the history of healthcare here in Victoria. And of course, they've always provided that wonderful healthcare for children. What's changing is the proper infrastructure to be able to do it, an environment that will also help drive clinical research, and of course, building a health service that's actually designed around the needs of children rather than making children fit into the needs of a health service. And I think that's one of the really critical differences. So I want to say to the Freemasons and the Foundation, I know making philanthropic contributions, they're always iterative journeys, if I put them that way, and we have conversations and we dance a little along the way and we reflect and discuss and debate, but I do want to say a hearty congratulations for the wisdom of your decision. This is truly a contribution that will make the difference in children's lives. It will truly go to surgical services and the provision of services with equipment and models of care that children would not have had access to had you not have made that contribution. So I really want to pay tribute, thank you for that. And you should walk proud, I think, whenever you see and think of this wonderful new children's hospital, to know the difference that you have made. And to meet the wonderful Elliot here today and to hear about his journey. Elliot, I feel a little bit like Elliot in that we're both frequent flyers at this health service here, aren't we, Elliot? We come quite a bit. Elliot for treatment since he was 7 months old?
From birth. Really.
From birth. Elliot has been being treated here, and Elliot is an incredibly bright young man with a good sense of humour and a lot to teach me about cricket and recent cricket controversies as well, as he's just brought me up to speed as well. But for Elliot to be treated around his needs and to be in a hospital that is full of brightness and light and a platform for our brilliant clinical staff to make sure that Elliot is given the health care that he deserves in an environment that is a joyful one and one that makes the burden of having to have ongoing medical treatment just a little more light along the way is something that I think everyone in this room should be extremely proud of. In conclusion, I do want to doff my hat one final time to our wonderful clinical staff. We can build you the best hospitals in the world, but without the brilliance and the commitment and the vision of our clinicians who are constantly trying to find better solutions to support their patients, more innovative models of care and a way to reach those, particularly those that don't always have access to first-rate health care. Without them, this would be, just a lovely building. It is their brilliance and the commitment and the compassion of staff that is what will ultimately make a difference. So once again, congratulations. Thank you so much to the Freemasons, to our wonderful clinicians. Keep doing everything that you do so well. And to Elliot, may the Australian cricket team regain its preeminent place in the world as the best cricket team in Australia. And it's been delightful to meet you, and let us continue to invest and support the sorts of healthcare services that Elliot and people like Elliot need and in fact deserve. Thank you very much.
The Grand Master for the Freemasons, Don Reynolds. Welcome, Don.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that, and thank you, Jill, for leading the way as far as the distinguished guests here today. But
Yes.
I don't need to go through them
Yes.
as well. You only have to deal with an impact drill.
Yes.
Grand Masters, they can deal with jackhammers. Okay? Can I just, on behalf of Freemasons Victoria and the Freemasons Foundation Victoria Limited, congratulate the Victorian Government and the management of Monash Children's Hospital for delivering this new children's hospital with a design and range of services that is both inspirational and a major community resource. Freemasons Victoria is an organisation of good men supporting each other, their families and the community. And at the beginning of our organisation in 1889, the United Grand Lodge of Victoria immediately set up a benevolent fund whose purpose was to support brethren who had fallen on hard times. But moved forward 125 years, and this fund morphed into what is today the Freemasons Foundation Victoria Limited, a foundation whose vision is to contribute to a better Victoria through thoughtful and purposeful charitable support and community involvement. A foundation, while supporting the community at large, has not forgotten where it originated and continues to support Freemasons Victoria and their initiates through the various lodges. This is a proud 127-year history providing philanthropic services to our community. Freemasonry teaches many virtues, but one of them is charity. And we are now pleased to contribute a $1.8 million grant through our Freemasons Foundation. And these funds have been enabled through the generosity of the Freemasons of Victoria. We are especially pleased with the innovative approach to the design and the innovations included at the hospital, such as the pet area, where children's pets can come and visit. And Debbie was saying to me a little bit earlier on, it's not just the small fluffy ones, but You know, they've done, I think, a pony on the other side. Well, they've now got an outside area where the large rover pets can come and be with the young people that are obviously going through hard times, as well as, of course, their families. I'd also like to acknowledge the amazing work carried out by the doctors, surgeons, the nurses, the medical staff, the administration, and first respondents in the ambulance service in looking after our children in need of care. In closing, Freemasons Victoria and the Freemasons Foundation are extremely proud to be able to support the Monash Children's Hospital and the community in the establishment of this first-class and innovative medical service for Victoria. Thank you.